Epsom Coaches Group are well known for the high standard of their driving staff. However, maintaining that standard has become increasingly difficult in today's society, as this recent applicant demonstrates. Oh dear, but then we all make mistakes, and I'm sure that he's just the chap we need. He's called Terry, and he's here for a job as a bus driver. In fact, as he makes his way into the building, he meets the managing director for the first time. You see Terry manoeuvring in the garage. Unbeknown to him, a secret camera is watching the erratic progress of his bus as he reverses into a conveniently located post. We all have accidents, but Terry's mistake was thinking that nobody would notice and driving away fast. Why did it ever come to this? As Terry is led by the managing director to his car. His beloved car that he cherishes, that he's had for years. The one that he now has to give up for pranging the bus. The managing director now takes his car for its ritual punishment. The ceremonial throwing of cones from the car proceeds as he makes his way to the final resting place. So having parked up, he reflects on what has been a trying day.
Like every town in the world, Richmondville suffers from antisocial behaviour. An innocent passenger, albeit bald, is about to suffer from the worst elements of today's society. Vandalism, graffiti, and worst of all, violence to the individual are commonplace in Richmondville, and the authorities seem powerless to stop it. However, this passenger has every confidence in the world's greatest bus and coach operation, Quality Line, that he'll be safe on the bus with the protection of Simmons, the bus driver. A Quality Line bus offers an oasis of calm and peace. People travel from all over the world to experience this. The Quality Line experience is literally out of this world.
You boys, stop messing about. This is a Quality Line bus, you know. You're real scallywags, aren't you?
Rampaging through the bus with no respect for property or people, the hooligans make their way to the back of the bus for this poor unsuspecting passenger who is about to be beaten up before they prepare to vandalise the bus using graffiti and etching of the windows. Nobody is safe from these people. No vehicle, no people, no town. And so our hero releases the instant knockout gas, which has laid low the antisocial behaviour of Richmondville once and for all. It's a little inconvenient for the innocent punter, and it doesn't do the mileage any good, but it's well worth it. And now the hooligan police arrive, ready to take away the hooligans in their specially prepared van. Inspectors Miller and Matthews are on their way.
Oh yes, they were to get down there, you pick 'em up, drag 'em out, I'm not having it. I've told them before I'm a superhero, they didn't believe me, and now I've shown them once and for all I will not stand any nonsense.
Are you okay, sweetie? This is Epsom Base. Oh, take care.
Yes, as I say, not standing nonsense. Where's that last hooligan? I'll get him off, no problem. Come here, you little son, I'll get you, I'm getting the bang of that man. Don't you mess around with Simmons!
Operating from our training centre in Epsom, each driver is required to undertake an assessment under our resident instructor. Here we see Maurice making his way around our assessment route. Note the way Maurice is conducting himself and how confident he looks. Having successfully passed his interview, he does seem to be doing rather well thus far. It is important that drivers are well groomed whilst they are using our vehicles, as public image is all important. Good use of hand signals is encouraged to ensure his intentions are known to other road users. Note should also be taken of the steering technique essential whilst driving large vehicles. Note should also be taken of his consideration to cyclists and in the use of warning signals such as we see here. At Epsom Coaches we take the greatest possible care to ensure that drivers are trained to the very high standards required by the public service vehicle industry. Personal communication between instructor and trainee is particularly important, and this will be notable throughout this assessment drive. Equally important is our golden rule never to drive too close to the vehicle in front. This practice will not be tolerated under any circumstances. The rapport between driver and instructor can now be clearly seen and is well established, and this can only help in building up his confidence. Regardless of race, creed, colour or financial incentive, each passenger is treated equally, being help from the coach to ensure a safe exit. In the same manner, passengers' property is also given the respect it deserves by our helpful staff. On many occasions with a large vehicle such as a coach, even when parking is difficult, consideration is still given to not restricting access for those less fortunate than ourselves, including wheelchairs, yellow box junctions, blocking other vehicles and avoiding damage to curbstones. Particular emphasis is also gained with clutch and handbrake control to ensure safe and free rolling back when starting on hills. Consideration is given to the owners of coach parks and car parks to ensure that every bay is filled to its correct utility. Drivers are instructed to give helpful information.
Right, you lot, 2 hours, don't be late or I'll go without you.
Oh, lovely. And you've got to admit that the old okey coke is a very intricate dance. Three now from our judges. Alicia Nixon.
8.
Bruno Tognelli.
5.
Alan Goodman.
7.
Well, the verdict's in there on Strictly Come Buses. Watch next week's final to see the final result of Strictly Come Buses.
Terence has been driving for over 10 years and is driving smoothly and with decorum. If only the industry could have drivers like this, telematics may not be necessary. Terry is now moving on to the second stage of his telematics course, using electronics to monitor his performance and where he'll be rewarded if he drives smoothly. Here we see Terry, colleague of Terence, but that's all they have in common. Erratic, everything you don't want in a driver, including being dishevelled. But Terry is demonstrating a new method of monitoring driver performance, one that's much cheaper and very, very effective. No fancy dashboards or computer programs, purely a pot of cake mix, which is suspended above the driver's head. If he drives smoothly, he has no problems. If, like Terry, he drives roughly, he gets cake mix all over his head and his uniform. He won't do that again, will he, viewers? So, Terry has learnt the lesson. He is mocked by his colleagues and will in future drive more smoothly with cake mix telematics.